G'day guys, Mike here, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am doing a review and discussion of The Mandalorian Season 2. Oh my god, holy shit. It is good. It is so good. Before I start, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, all the stuff that you do. Check out some of my podcasts and all that. But let's get straight into Mando Season 2. Before I start, this will be a spoiler-full review. This is just a totally spoilery chat about my thoughts on everything that happened. So if you haven't seen it, haven't seen the last episode, do not, I repeat, do not watch this video if you don't want the ending spoiled of Mandalorian Season 2. So I was actually really late to the party for Mandalorian, and I only really watched Season 1 towards the end of 2020. And I loved it immediately. I actually did a similar video like this for Season 1 when I watched it, and I very quickly picked up Season 2 because I really wanted to see what happened. And, well, I am really unsure which season I liked better because both of these were amazing. I think Mandalorian might be one of my favorite shows of all time. Season 1 was absolutely incredible, and I was worried whether Season 2 could, live up to how good Season 1 was or not, but it legitimately did so quickly. I thought Season 2 was a little bit slower to start, and I want to do a quick shout out to one of the early episodes where we meet one of my favorite fictional characters of all time, and I don't know if everyone else found this character as amusing as I did. Please let me know, but I thought that the frog lady in maybe the second episode of the season was one of the funniest characters in the world. I don't know why I found this character so weird and out of place, like in a Star Wars franchise TV show, but Frog Lady was just so weird. Like the scene where she's in the spa, having a spa with all her eggs, super weird. And then when they're escaping from the spiders, I believe, and she starts hopping away, I just thought it was really funny. And I wanted to get that out of the way first, because I just wondered if any of the people writing the show or making the show thought it was as funny as I did. Like, did anyone think, well, this is so weird, Frog Lady is so weird? I don't know. Let me know if you did, because I've talked to a few people and a lot of people thought Frog Lady was really funny. But generally, this season was exactly what I wanted it to be, which was just more development of the Mandalorian lore, I suppose. We saw a little bit of it in Season 1, especially in the episode where he takes his helmet off for the first time. But what I liked about this season was, it was really exploring what being a Mandalorian means and how there are different Mandalorians who aren't as, radical as our Mandalorian, and that, Mandalorian, I guess I kind of read it as Mandalorian being almost like a religion in our world, and how there are, rules to religion, and some people are, devout Christians who follow the Bible to the letter, and then there are people who are yeah, I'm Christian, but I don't go to church and I don't really believe all of the stuff, I'm just Christian. It kind of felt like that. The Mandalorian, different people have different ways of looking at it, and it turns out our Mandalorian is a really radical kind of Mandalorian compared to some of the others. I really enjoyed that exploration and some of the discussion and discourse around that with Mando and some of the characters. Bill Burr's character makes a return, and he is particularly vocal about this towards the end of the season, where our Mandalorian takes off his helmet but puts on a stormtrooper helmet during the siege, and Bill Burr's character asks, can you not take your helmet off, or can you not show your face? Which one is it? It seems like you change the rules when they're suitable for you. And I actually kind of do read that sort of as a commentary on modern religion in the real world. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but I feel like that's kind of really similar to what religion is in our world. Of course, he does end up showing his face to many of the characters in that Siege episode with Bill Burr, and Bill Burr kind of has this respect for him and says, hey, I never saw your face, and I really liked that kind of sensitivity around it. So yeah, I'm really eager to see this conflict between the Mandalorian's beliefs and his progression into maybe throwing aside some of those radical beliefs. I'm keen to see how that progresses in the third season. Boba Fett obviously makes an appearance in the last few episodes, and he was a really cool character to have back. I really enjoyed seeing Boba Fett. I thought he played a really good role. And it was really great to see more legacy characters from Star Wars coming in and out of this universe, such as the episode with Ahsoka, which I thought was incredible, by the way. It was great to see a lightsaber duel in Mandalorian. And it was great to just see her explain a little bit more about who Grogu, the baby Yoda, is. Side note, Grogu is a terrible name. I hate the name Grogu. I really wish they didn't call him Grogu, but that is the name of baby Yoda. But yeah, I liked her mentioning Yoda. I like her talking about how she had seen what anger can do to a Jedi in training, referring to her own master, who was Anakin Skywalker before he became Darth Vader. I like these little nods. I think that what I like about Mandalorian is it's like a Star Wars side story that doesn't have anything to do with the original trilogy or the prequel trilogy or the sequel trilogy. It's just like its own kind of thing, but characters that we know, legacy characters, can come in and out and serve the story when they need to, and I like that. And I think this is where I want Star Wars to be going as a franchise now. I'm kind of on the road where I want to pretend that episodes 8 and 9 didn't happen. Like, the more I reflect on episode 9 of Star Wars, I just think it was such a mess. I didn't understand why Palpatine was back. I just didn't really like that movie very much. But I want Star Wars to continue on this road. I don't necessarily think we need more Star Wars movies. I'm sure they will continue to make Star Wars movies, but I really like Disney Plus being a spot where they can do these Star Wars series, and they've announced a whole lot of them, including the Ahsoka series, including the Obi-Wan Kenobi series with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. I think that is very cool. And as is teased in a sort of Marvel-esque post-credit scene at the end of this episode, a Boba Fett series, which I am also really, really looking forward to. I reckon this is what Star Wars should be, little stories in the world of Star Wars, because people love the world of Star Wars, and I think there are endless sort of possibilities for what stories can be told. I would love to see some Darth Maul content. I'd love to do live action exploration of what happened to Darth Maul, sort of like in Son of Dathomir. I want to see what happened to him in live action. I think he's a very interesting character that didn't get really used very much after Phantom Menace in the main series, so I would love to see some of him in a TV series. But overall, Mandalorian Series 2, so good. Of course, we have to talk about the last episode, where Mark Hamill returns as Luke Skywalker. Who would have seen it coming? And that was so awesome. I thought, like, you see the X-Wing, you then see the green lightsaber, you kind of know it's Luke, but they don't show his face till the very last moment. It's epic seeing him come in, destroy all the Dark Troopers. I thought that was just such a cool scene. Oh, and I should shout out to that last episode, which was just an amazing hour of television with all the stuff with the Dark Troopers, Moff Gideon, who I wish had a little bit more of a role in Season 2, just instead of just in the last few episodes, but that was really, really good. Giancarlo Esposito, as I said in my Season 1 review, is just such a great villain actor, and I loved him in this. There was also a really funny thing with the Darksaber essentially being the Elder Wand from Harry Potter, where you have to defeat the Master to take control over it, which causes an issue with Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian, because the Mandalorian, I guess, disarms Moff Gideon, and then anyway, but that was whatever. That's all really cool. I'm really interested to see where the Darksaber goes. But of course, Luke Skywalker meeting the others. This is the first, it's interesting because it's the first time we see Luke post Return of the Jedi, pre The Force Awakens. So I think it's really cool. It's still a young Luke. He's still a positive Luke, and this is kind of where I was getting with episode 8. And I guess I assume this is where it's heading now, because obviously Grogu isn't in the sequel trilogy, and he's not really mentioned in the sequel trilogy. And I guess when Luke takes Grogu, and I should just stop before this to mention the scene where the Mandalorian takes his helmet off to look at Grogu in the eyes and say goodbye. Such a heart-wrenching scene. And the emotion on the actor's face, and I don't know, there's something really interesting about seeing the face of our Mandalorian, because he's such a tough guy persona behind the mask, but you take it off and there's a bit of softness there, and there's a bit of timidness there, and I really, really like that dichotomy. So when you see his face and you see him looking into Yoda and he's very sad that he's going, they're both sad. That was a really touching moment, possibly the highlight of the whole series for me. But I guess what I'm thinking is that, and I'm sure people have theorized about this, but surely something goes really wrong with Luke training Grogu, and maybe Grogu dies. That's kind of where I'm sitting with it. That's why Luke becomes such a cynical kind of asshole in Star Wars 7 and 8. And that's why he essentially gives up on the Jedi and gives up on the Force as we see him in episode 8. I think that's sort of what they're setting up here. I'd be interested to hear if other people had theories on what they think's going to happen to Grogu, but that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. I guess that kind of makes the most sense for me. Overall, I'm so excited for the future of this franchise because being TV series, they don't feel as overexposed as if they keep making movies for whatever reasons. Like, I know they've announced so many different Star Wars shows, but I think I'm really happy to be engaged in this world on a more casual sense just by watching episodes of the shows every now and then. So what did you think of Mando Season 2? What did you think of Luke's appearance? What did you think of Frog Lady? What do you think's going to happen in Season 3? What Star Wars show are you most excited for? And what do you think happens to Grogu? Let me know in the comments below. I love talking about this show, so if you've seen it, hit me up, DM me on Instagram, talk to me about it, and yeah, check out some of my other videos. I just do videos like this, talking pop culture stuff. I'm trying to build an audience here. It's going really well. I'm up to 612 subscribers at the time of recording this. I'd love to get to 1,000 and monetize my channel, so please help me out. Share the vids, etc., etc. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you later.
But I went to run my hand through your hair and I noticed you were attached to string. You were a puppet this whole time, you were attached to string.